I'm Jay Malbrough, your Katy Pierce reporter at Crowley High School, where football coach Brian Ellender says a painting robot has made his job easier. Meet Turf Tank, a robot that uses Wi-Fi and a GPS signal to paint athletic fields. The robot can paint a whole football field in less than 5 hours. Crowley High School football coach Brian Ellender says it normally takes double that amount of time to paint the field with himself and other coaches.
That's normally a job that takes 6 to 8 coaches and takes numerous hours, and Turf Tank allows us 1 to 2 coaches can do the job of 8 coaches and get it done about half the time.
Coach Ellender tells me he's able to get home earlier to spend time with his family since it now takes less time to paint the football field. Coach Ellender also says Turf Tank helps reduce strain on his body.
The easiest thing is just it's not bending over, and it's what saves you back in your hamstrings as coaches, and you're able to just kind of load up the paint and program it and kind of let the robot do its thing.
Turf Tank Regional Manager Hunter Pratt says the robot can paint on natural grass, dirt, and synthetic turf, which allows the robot to be able to paint different sports fields.
There's layouts for 400-meter, 200-meter track, hammer throw, discus throw inside the track, rugby, lacrosse, football, soccer, every sport that we play and then some. There's even a layout for Quidditch, which is the fantasy game in Harry Potter.
Hunter tells me there's misconceptions with some people feeling like the robot will replace people's jobs.
It's a tool to be used. It'll never replace guys, but instead of having to allocate 3 or 4 guys to go pull string and drag stencils, one guy can come out here, press start, and then as it's painting, he could be edging, he could be mowing and doing multiple other tasks.
Hunter tells me Turf Tank can also be used in bad weather conditions. Reporting in Crowley, your Acadiana Parish reporter, Jay Malbrough, KATC TV3.
Between the competing ads on TV and all the conflicting information on social media, it can be tough figuring out which candidate or party to trust before you cast your vote. And artificial intelligence has only made the task harder. We'll have the details on AI's impact on this election season coming up next.
Enter KATC's Black Friday Shop Local Sweepstakes. You could win a great prize from one of our sponsors, Spa Mazan, Tebow Firm, and Honey Baked Ham. For official rules and entry, visit katc.com/contest. Weather in Louisiana can change in an instant.
Is trying to keep up with Mother Nature.
Especially during hurricane season.
And you think you know how it's going to go, and then you get a curveball. But we do the best we can with the best equipped weather department in all of the South.
The most trusted name in Louisiana weather, Rob Perillo and the Acadiana weather experts.
Don't miss your chance to save this fall at Courtesy in Lafayette. Get a brand new 2024 GMC Sierra 1500 for $14,000 off. Or drive a brand new 2024 Buick Encore GX for just $21,988. Hurry in for fall savings at Courtesy Beer GMC in Lafayette.
Families come to the New Orleans Ronald McDonald House because their child is very ill. While we do have the 3-bedroom family room in Our Lady of Lourdes Women's and Children's, it is constantly full. And so we are really visioning expansion into the Acadiana area. The funds raised from this amazing home giveaway will go to support this endeavor to bring these services to the families here. Support the Ronald McDonald House Charities of South Louisiana. Buy your Home for the Holidays tickets today.
He forgot that he applied to be a contestant. Honestly, I got the email. I figured what's the worst that can happen, and this is the worst that can happen, man.
Wednesday at 6:30 on KATC.
Fun and friendly, loose and easy. Take me back to Cypress Bayou.
Join us for the Fall into Cash giveaway at Cypress Bayou Casino. Saturdays, November 9th through 30th for your chance to win $5,000 cash at 6 and 10 p.m. Play at Cypress Bayou today.
Fun and friendly, loose and easy. Back to Cypress Bayou Casino.
Welcome back. Well, another warm one across Acadiana as we round out October. 36 days with no rain, but that should change tomorrow with time. So let's take a look first off at our drone cam out there today. More clouds across the region and layered clouds. We have high clouds, some mid clouds, and then some lower stratoQ type clouds out here. And this is just outside of Lafayette. And again, this is going to be the story as we move forward to tomorrow. More clouds, and they're going to be a little bit thicker and darker, and they'll be bringing some rain chances along with them as well. So let's take a look at the big picture as we look at the upper level pattern. Showers and severe weather busting out across the high plains. Snow on the backside of this system, but this frontal trough will be pushing our way with time. You can see the severe weather tornado watches in effect for portions of Missouri, back through Kansas and down through Oklahoma, including Oklahoma City area, where there could be a few isolated tornadoes and some strong, intense thunderstorms. Locally, though, we do have scattered showers here. We're not expecting severe weather, but perhaps for the northern part of the state going into tomorrow. We'll show you the modeled guidance coming up in just a bit. We do see streamer showers coming out of the Gulf of Mexico, and showers and even a few rumbles of thunder just to the south and southwest of the Shreveport area along the I-20 corridor. Locally in Acadiana, as we dial into Power Doppler 3, we have a little bit of a cloud street here showing shower activity right over the Church Point area, northeastern Acadia Parish, western St. Landry Parish, near the Lawtell area on westward, and then up through the Ville Platte area, Mamou, and then farther to the north we see those showers just about reaching the Cheneyville area, heading into Rapides Parish. So here's the big picture, and we look at what's going on in the tropics, and we're still thinking something's going to develop here in the Caribbean. 40% chance of development, but we think whatever develops down here is going to stay bottled up somewhere in the Caribbean with time. Here's the moisture contour. One, we see the moisture conduit coming up across the western Gulf of Mexico through about Tuesday of next week. Here's the broad low pressure. Some of that tropical moisture could work its way toward Florida, but we're not expecting a super organized system, although teasing the Gulf of Mexico. But look at this as we get into a week from this weekend. This is a good looking cold front. That could be temperatures dipping down into the 40s. Certainly we'll get down into the 50s for lows and maybe just 70s at best for highs. In the near term, though, we're talking scattered showers, a few tomorrow morning. Activity becomes a little bit more numerous in the afternoon and early evening hours. Now, not everybody's going to see the rain, so still plan your Halloween plans, but bring the rain gear just in case. And then there's going to be another round of showers and storms. It looks like early Friday, and then things quieting down as we head into the weekend. As for rainfall, here's the graph model through Thursday. Then we add Friday. So some areas getting maybe a quarter inch of rain. Others could catch an inch or two or three or even a lot more, depending on how things set up. But predicting that is impossible on where the randomness of these storms will develop. We look at another model, the HER model. It's got kind of the same idea. Some areas don't see a whole lot. Other areas see a couple of inches of rain, and we'll take the rain for sure. We just don't want it during the trick-or-treat times tomorrow evening, which is certainly a possibility. 74 the overnight low tonight. Normal for summer, not for almost November, that's for sure. Our normal high this time of year should be about 77. Tomorrow's high, though, lower 80s with plenty of clouds, scattered showers and thunderstorms coming in during the course of the afternoon hours. Not, again, expecting any widespread severe weather, but we'll keep an eye on the radar. Rain chances still up elevated for Friday. They dry out for the weekend, then more showers mid next week, and then finally cooler air toward the end of next week. That's it for weather for now. We'll have more coming up in just a bit.
To commemorate this 2-year milestone, a small rededication reception is being held on Iberia Medical's main campus. I spoke with hospital CEO Dion Viator about what the community can expect for Wednesday night's festivities.
So we are going to show off our newer, stronger, better building, have some discussion and reflection, have a blessing of the building by our board chairman, Deacon Roland John Louis, and move on. Put it behind us and move on and continue with our growth and expansion of services.
Visuals, refreshments, food, and more are available for anyone who would like to attend. Iberia Medical Center's rededication reception takes place Wednesday night at 5:30 in the lobby of the medical office, which is right behind me right here. For more information on the event, you can go to our website at KATC.com. Reporting in New Iberia, I'm Anna Fisher, KATC TV3.
Investigators are releasing new details about the arson attacks on ballot drop-off boxes in Washington and Oregon. We'll have the details coming up next.
In the air, everywhere. The KATC Drone Cam is sponsored by Laborde Earls Injury Lawyers. Laborde Earls, on my side.
Most of the time, our commercials are pretty entertaining. We can call this the Diggity Show. I like that, the Diggity Show.
But when it comes to representing our clients who've been hurt at work or in an accident, we get real serious.
How serious? Yeah, that serious.
If you've been hurt at work or in an accident, get serious. Call Laborde Earls at all sevens.
At Acadiana Mazda during October, we want you to choose your treat with no tricks. Take $4,000 off MSRP and enjoy 1.9% financing on the all-new 2025 Mazda CX-70. Or take $2,000 off MSRP and 0% financing on the new 2024 Mazda CX-30. No hassle, no stress, just exceptional service before, during, and after the sale. Come visit us at Acadiana Mazda or visit us online at acadianamazda.com.
So this is the new iPhone 16 Pro?
Yep. Say hello to Apple Intelligence. It's the best
day ever.
And when you get it with Cox Mobile, you'll be running on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability.
I'm having the time of my life.
Smart. We'll take it.
Dream big. Save 50% on iPhone 16 Pro at Cox Mobile.
This week is Fantasy Suites. I'm hopeful I'm going to find somebody that I'm going to spend the rest of my life with, and this ends with an engagement.
I'd fall for you.
My heart, it just has to let love in.
Can I see myself getting engaged? I just don't know.
I wonder if your feelings have faded.
I know she's not okay.
Are you okay?
No, I'm not okay. Get away, go.
You said, I know what true love is, and I don't feel that for you. This hurts.
Early voting is now over for the November 5th election, and we have some good news for neighbors. The Secretary of State announced that Louisiana broke its in-person early voting record, which was set in 2020. Between October 18th and 29th, 849,784 neighbors cast their ballots early in person versus the 817,957 in 2020. In total, 960,561 Louisiana voters early voted for the November 5th election. Louisiana also broke the single-day in-person record on Tuesday with 103,456 neighbors voting. After 10 days of early voting across Acadiana, the numbers are in for how many of our neighbors headed out to the polls early. In St. Martin, 12,745 neighbors early voted. That's about 35% of the registered voters in that parish. In Jeff Davis, 7,051 neighbors voted. That's about 34%. In Lafayette, 54,928 neighbors voted. That's about 34%. And in Iberia, 13,746 neighbors voted. That's about 30%. To see the full list and for all your election needs, visit KATC.com. And a reminder to all our neighbors who missed out on early voting, the polls will reopen on Election Day, November 5th, from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m.
They say, don't believe everything you see on the internet. Well, that phrase has never been more true, but it's also never been more difficult to tell the difference between what's real and what's fake. And as artificial intelligence becomes more intelligent...
Well, I think it's going to get worse and worse. Like in terms of the technology is going to make it harder for us to just visually check if something is true or not. On the flip side is that we're going to be increasingly trained into maybe not sharing those things.
But right now, deepfakes and AI-generated images are shared wildly. And this election season, bad actors are seizing on the opportunity to either influence voters or simply generate clicks and money. Some images are intentionally designed to deceive people. Others are simply meant to evoke a certain feeling or association, like this photo of Trump running away from police as they attempt to arrest him, or this one of Kamala Harris speaking in front of communist flags.
Now, for most people, you can see that image and you can see that it's not truthful, that it's something that didn't happen. But the idea there was to embed that feeling of she's a communist into her image.
University of Maryland professor of media and democracy Daniel Trielli says often the content is tailored to tap into people's already held beliefs or weaponize their mistrust of government.
Everyone is more likely to believe something that confirms their prior beliefs or their prior philosophy than something that confronts that, right? And people who deal with misinformation and disinformation are very aware of that.
It's hard to tell where the content is coming from. Anyone with access to the internet can create a fake image using AI.
It's possible that there are some specific content forms, either in the United States or abroad, that are pumping disinformation into the country and, in fact, throughout the world to try to impact elections.
There are some telltale signs you can look out for.
Generative AI can't do hands very well, so the fingers might be wonky or something like that. There's usually a glossy, shiny style to generative AI, but the reality is that those signs are disappearing as technology is evolving.
That means it's on us to think before we share.
We're all publishers, and we all should have some degree of responsibility of what we're sharing.
Ballots burnt to a crisp in Washington and Oregon. These new images showing what's left in Vancouver. The paper charred and votes destroyed. Maggie Lind, a college student and first-time voter, learned her ballot was burned.
It was really jarring to hear. I think it's very unfortunate that we are at a time in a country where we're trying to silence others.
Officials in Clark County say about 475 damaged ballots were taken from a box that was burned early Monday. The same day, more ballots burned at a box in Portland, Oregon. Investigators believe these and a third incident earlier this month in Vancouver are all connected, the suspect using incendiary devices. Law enforcement sources telling ABC News those devices carried markings that said Free Gaza and Free Palestine. Authorities are now working to determine if the suspect is an activist for the pro-Palestinian cause or if the arsonist left the words to manipulate existing divisions in the U.S.